Good evening. You're watching Reporters Diary on the Echo of India's digital platforms. Before we move ahead with reporters, some major points which are in news today. Exciting day because of Bihar election results. Poll trends from Bihar indicating at NDA majority in the state, where counting started early in the morning, but negating the trends. The RJD, which was in better position initially, has claimed that reports that it has got from workers across the state suggested that the Grand Alliance is going to win the election. Now, this is being very positive. So, this is what RGD is saying. And we are in touch with our candidates and workers from all areas, and the information received from them tells that results will go in our favor. The Lalu Prasad led party said in a tweet. So it's going to be long. The election commission has said that counting of votes will take longer than usual and continue till late in the night because of 63% increase in the number of EVMs. So it's a long day in Bihar. And despite the trends, it's early to predict, really to say exactly who's going to have the final say. So we are going to wait for more trends to settle and convert into results. In a sign of relief, the number of new coronavirus infections reported in the country in a span of 24 hours dropped below 40,000 for the second time this month, as caseload rose to 85.91 lakh, according to the Union Health Ministry data. The COVID-19 caseload increased to 85 lakh 91,730, with 38,073 new infections being reported in a day, while the death toll climbed to 1,27,059 with 448 fresh fatalities. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today sent out a stern message to neighbors Pakistan and China by saying all member nations of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, which is SCO, should respect each other's sovereignty and territorial integrity. Modi's remark came at the virtual summit of the 8-member Shanghai Cooperation Organization in the backdrop of the Sino-India border row in eastern Ladakh, as also Islamabad's attempt to internationalize Kashmir issue and indulge in cross-border terrorism against India. PM Modi delivered the message in the presence of Chinese President Xi Jinping and Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan, who attended the summit as heads of government. The summit was chaired by Russian President Vladimir Putin. And I quote, India believes that to enhance connectivity, it is important that we move forward while respecting one another's sovereignty and territorial integrity, the Prime Minister said, while referring to India's participation in strengthening connectivity among nations. After days of fierce clash, Armenia and Azerbaijan today announced an agreement to halt fighting over the Nagorno-Karabakh region of Azerbaijan under a pact signed with Russia. The pact calls for deployment of nearly 2,000 Russian peacekeepers and territorial concessions. Several ceasefires had been called but were almost immediately violated. Azerbaijan has made significant advances, including taking control of the strategically key city of Shushi on Sunday. In a Facebook post, Armenian President Nikol Pashinyan said calling an end to the fight was extremely painful for him personally and for the people. Thousands of people streamed to the main square in the Armenian capital, Yerevan, in protest against the agreement, with many shouting, "We won't give up our land." And ahead of the high voltage clash in the grand finale of IPL, Delhi Capitals head coach Ricky Ponting has warned Mumbai Indians not to take his team lightly in the final. Ponting said Delhi's best is still to come. The four-time champions Mumbai Indians have the psychological advantage over Delhi Capital, which is playing in the final of IPL for the first time. Delhi was beaten by Mumbai in all three previous meetings this season. Now I'm joined by our team of reporters. We have Riddhi and Razia. So, Riddhi, what all at your end? Your microphone is off, perhaps. Riddhi, if you may just check and come back again.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
The first story that I would like to highlight today before our viewers is that West Bengal Minister Shuvendu Adhikari today took a dig at the ruling TMC for organizing a simultaneous rally here to mark Nandigram Divas, saying that a few people are visiting the area after 13 years as the assembly elections are approaching. Adhikari who has been maintaining a distance from the party's top leadership for the few months, was addressing a rally to pay respect to martyrs of Bhumi Uchhed Pratirod Committee, that is, the Land Eviction Resistance Committee, who died on this day in 2007 during the anti-land acquisition movement, and said that he would announce his next course of action from a political platform. The minister also said that he would never use the BUPC platform for vested political interest. Adhikari further said that the Nandigram movement was a people's movement. It was not of any particular individual. He had been with the people of Nandigram, and after 13 years, a few people are now coming here and approaching as the elections are coming near. He says that if they are coming before polls, they will have to come after elections too. Adhikari also said that the BUPC rally that did not have posters of Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee or TMC flags. Now, in another development, around 20 shanties were completely gutted in a major fire that broke out in the city's Topshia area today afternoon. At least 6 fire tenders were pressed into service to control the blaze, which were first spotted around 3:30 p.m. However, no one was injured in the fire. The officers did their best to douse the flames. Our fire official department said. That's all from my side.
All right, Riddhi, thank you so much. We move on to Asmita. Asmita, what all you have?
Hi, Safi. One news that I can present here from Reels is that today 300 temporary workers of GTA who have been on war path with the state government with demands like regularizations of jobs and other things have joined Trinamool Congress at Mirik today. And this is since will strengthen the party according to TMC leader Safi. That's all from my news.
All right, so a lot of people moving into Trinamool in the hills. Ever since viewers, you have seen how the Gorkha Janmukti Morcha, the two factions are actually looking for a political space after return of erstwhile and also the factional president Bimal Gurung, and also we have the other factions. So amid this factional fight for political space, there is Trinamool, which is trying to also find some political space up in the hills. We move on to Port Blair now. Razia, what all you have?
Good evening, Shafi. Shafi, I would like to start with the shortage of stamp papers at Rangat region. The revenue stamps are, as we all know, out of stock in Rangat here, and the paucity of stamps is creating problems for the people wishing to carry out financial transaction. And the resident of Rangat had to travel up to Digli, up to Mayabandar to purchase stamp at DC office at Mayabandar. It is over 3 months now. Stamp papers are not available in the revenue office at Rangat, and the citizens are unhappy with the revenue department for not being able to supply the stamp papers. Even in Port Blair, the lower denomination stamp papers are not available, and the same thing is there in Rangat also. The people are facing problem. So the agreements and other financial deals are struggling for secure the are important to these stamp papers are important for the land agreement and for other work like partnership deed, etc. So the residents of Rangat village are demanding to provide to have the availability of stamp papers at DC office there. Another news is, Shafi, the residents of Tushnabad village region is expressing their resentment in the Gram Sabha, which is held day before yesterday, and meeting invited by the Panchayat secretary. And the residents of Tushnabad said the BSNL connectivity is very bad there, and the water supply is twice a week for 20 minutes. And when it will be regular for this, the APWD Andaman Port Blair work division regularly giving excuses and assurance to the villagers, so that they are very upset because now it's raining and still weekly twice is very difficult, and that too for 20 minutes. So they are very upset and requesting to regularize the water supply. And the last one is Shafi at Swaraj Deep, the Havelock Youth Club, PRI members and the residents, the villagers held a peaceful agitation for a proper boat services and free the COVID test, which is like here in Ireland, they have to pay 500 rupees. Islanders have to pay 500 rupees when they are traveling. So the residents are demanding for a free test for COVID-19. So that's all for today, Shafi, from
All
Andaman.
right. Yes, viewers, before we wind up here, I'll just share with you a portion, a part of the toy train story which we have on the wall. Rest of it you can, of course, read and also listen and watch. But let me just get you a glimpse of the story which we have it here. So the story is there on our walls, on our YouTube channel, as well as on our Facebook wall. So you can read about it, you can watch the story, you can also listen to the voiceover, which is given by Samadrita, our desk in charge. So thanks, Riddhi, thanks, Razia, thanks, Asmita, for joining Reporters Diary. Viewers, this is all we have this evening in Reporters Diary. Thanks for watching.